Hey guys, thanks for coming to watch another video today. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about making to-do lists and creating successful to-do lists so that you can get things done quicker and easier. Now, one of my new releases for my productivity printables includes a to-do list bundle. I also want to show you a couple of the new releases, but that'll be at the end of this video. So first of all, I want to talk about to-do lists and why they are important. In order to get things done efficiently, you really need to have your to-do lists kind of organized and also make sure that you have a process for them. So what I wanted to do for this new release is take the process that I've already been using and simplify it and make it easy for you guys to understand so that you can then create your own to-do list. So really quick, this is what the full bundle looks like, and you also get them in black and white as well. There's a couple different ways you can purchase the bundle, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to go over kind of the process, and then we'll go over some things together. This first insert right here is just taking you through the process of creating a successful to-do list. So we'll go over them one by one. The first one here says perform a 5 to 10 minute brain dump. Prioritize your tasks based on due date. Move your tasks into 3 different to-do lists, monthly, weekly, and daily based on priority. Use a verb in front of each task to promote action. Migrate your tasks to the next to-do list once there is room or the due date gets closer. Visit your to-do list every day to make sure you are completing tasks and migrating them over. Complete the entire process over again once or twice a month. So this is kind of the process, and we're going to walk through it really quickly so that you can understand the process of it, but also just know that while this seems a little bit much right now, once you have the process down, you're not even going to need to look at this page, but this is really nice to reference to kind of mark down what you're doing in your to-do list system and making sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so the first step is to perform a 5 to 10 minute brain dump. So I already did this beforehand, and this is what my brain dump looked like. This is also available in the shop. This is the brain dump bundle. So I have here the brain dump that I created using the trigger list right here. And then I organized my brain dump into these different sections. Now this is where people kind of get tripped up, and this is where I'm hoping to help you. Once you have organized your brain dump, you're probably not sure exactly what to do with all of these to-dos because I have a lot of different to-do items here, and I'm not sure where to start tackling them. So I really need to move from this page right here over to getting things onto my daily to-do list so that I can work on them day by day. So the trick is to prioritize this brain dump, and a lot of people get confused on how to prioritize. Do I just look at the item and see if it's important? How do I decide if it's important? Things like that. So the next step is to prioritize your tasks based on due date. Now, based on due date is probably the most important thing here. So I have created a printable here that says prioritizing your tasks, and these are kind of the steps that you're going to want to do in order to prioritize something like this. So the first thing is, after you perform a 5 to 10 minute brain dump, assign a due date to each task. So what I would do is I would take these tasks right here and I would just basically write them in and assign a due date to all of these tasks. The due date should be the date in which you want the task to be completed. So this due date is not necessarily going to be the date where, let's say I have here to finalize Father's Day gifts, and I know that Father's Day is a couple weeks away. I'm not going to want to put Father's Day here. I'm going to want to put the actual day that I want it to be finalized so I can then buy the gifts. So I'm going to need to give myself some time and some room to then work on the next step, right? So you're going to want to really think about that to-do date really carefully based on when you want the item completed. So you would do that, and then you would organize your tasks into a monthly, weekly, and daily to-do list. So after you have your due dates here, the due dates are going to be all mixed up. And you're going to want to then organize it into these 2 lists here. So you're going to want to put your task and your due date. Ideally, you're going to want to take the soonest due date and write it at the top so you can finish it first. Now, how do you separate into these 2 to-do lists? The tasks that have a due date within the month but not due within the next week, go on your monthly to-do list. So let's say you have some tasks to do in June, but you don't have to do it this week. That's where you're going to write your monthly to-do list, because we don't need to look at those items right away, but we're going to want to look at them soon. How do you decide what goes on your weekly to-do list? Tasks that have a due date within the next week go on your weekly to-do list. So let's say you've done your due dates here, and you can always print out 2 of these in case you need more room. You're going to want to put the tasks that have a due date within the week into the weekly to-do list, and that's how that will work. So then tasks that are due today and urgent go on your daily to-do list. So let's say after you're done, you have some things that are due right now. You're going to want to move those into your daily list. So that would go maybe on your daily list here. And you're going to want to migrate everything over. So what do I mean by migrate? So we went ahead and moved our tasks onto 3 different to-do lists, and then we are going to make sure that we use a verb in front of each of our tasks to promote action. Now, migrating your task to the next to-do list once there is room or that the due date gets closer is something that is really important. So let's say you have some items here on your weekly to-do list, but you've completed them. You're going to want to go ahead and leave room. I'm sure there'll be room here. You shouldn't have too many things to do on your week. Unless you do, then you can print out another printable. But you're going to want to move things from your monthly to-do list onto your weekly to-do list. So you can go ahead and put that you migrated it. A lot of times I like to use a little symbol for migrating, and it looks like this. So let's say I move something, or I could just do one. That's fine too. So let's say I move something from my monthly to-do list to my weekly to-do list. I can use a little migrating kind of arrow, and now it's over on my weekly to-do list. So that's how you migrate things. And if you migrate something from your weekly to-do list onto your daily to-do list as well. Now, if you just start getting things done and you're doing them kind of sporadically and you're not necessarily migrating them, that works too. Make sure you come and update it at all times so that you're not kind of, wasting your time looking at these tasks that have already been done. Next, visit your to-do list every day to make sure you are completing tasks and migrating them over. We kind of talked about that a little bit. Make sure you're visiting these to-do lists every single day and you are moving things from each to-do list onto the other one. And then also make sure you're marking off things that you've completed. The last one says complete the entire process over again once or twice a month. So you're going to be moving things, over and into different to-do lists. However, you're going to want to complete the process of creating the brain dump, organizing the brain dump, and then putting everything into the to-do list at least once or twice a month. If you find that you want to do it once a month because you kind of have everything out of your head and onto paper for that month, that's great. But if you're finding that you're completing tasks really quickly, then you're going to want to do it again maybe in the middle of the month to kind of have a reset. Okay, so I went ahead and took everything from this list and moved everything over into my weekly to-do list and my monthly to-do list. Now, I went ahead and crossed or put a check mark when I was done moving it so I wouldn't get confused. And I tried to do it in order based on priority. So I have June 12th all the way up into the 16th here, and then I have 23rd and 26th here. Now, I left off the things that were due today, which is the 10th and the 11th, because I'm going to move those into my daily to-do list, which would be right here. And that's how I would get things onto my daily to-do list. I want to make clear, though, that let's say I decided to call Spectrum TV and I was on the phone with them and I went ahead and canceled it. All I need to do is mark it off. This is just kind of giving you an idea as to where you need to start so that you can have a good idea as to what's urgent, what you need to prioritize, and what you need to get done first. But you can definitely move around and get everything done whenever you get them done. Just make sure you come and mark them off so that you know that you don't have to worry about that to-do list task. So that is essentially how you prioritize and organize your to-do lists. You also will get it in black and white, as I mentioned before. Now, I wanted to mention really quick the self-care bundle. This is also a new release. This is acetate that I printed on. And then this is the self-care bundle that I released today as well. Now, self-care is super important to me, and I will be making a self-care video where I show you kind of how I fill out my self-care bundle. However, this is what it looks like. So you just get this title page, and then you get some self-care ideas. And then this is a self-care checklist that I've already filled out for you in case you're kind of struggling with creating your own kind of routine. And then you get a blank one in case you already kind of have a routine and you want to track your own routine. The next thing you'll get is a self-care routine printable. So you have morning, daily, and evening. So this is really going to help you to solidify a good regimen for yourself and just kind of write some things down that'll serve you throughout the day in your self-care routine. This next printable is self-care goals. Now, I'm really big on developing self-care goals. So that could be something like, what do you want to feel like long-term daily, and what is motivating you to practice self-care? You can also get really literal and write down some actual goals that you have for your self-care, and that would be something like maybe drinking half your body weight in ounces, or that could be exercising 7 times a week or eating healthy. Those are definitely some things that you could also write down here. The last thing is a self-care check-in, and this is something you can do daily. You can do this whenever you're feeling kind of overwhelmed or anxious, or you can just do it to kind of see how your self-care regimen is going for you. And so the questions are, how do I feel today? What are some of the things that have contributed to these feelings? What are some of the things I can do to get where I want to be? And so this is really nice to kind of just check in with yourself and see how everything is going. You'll also get this in black and white as well for a more minimalist look. So the last thing I kind of want to touch on are the new pocket cards. So I really wanted to have something that I could just reference really quickly. And these come about 3 by 4. And so in a pocket planner, this is what it would look like. So it wouldn't necessarily fit in your pocket right away. However, if you play with the percentages in your PDF, you should be able to print them down even smaller. So this first one is the self-care pocket cards, and this is a self-care check-in. So this one says, what emotions am I feeling right now? Does anything feel heavy? What isn't serving me? What is serving me? What do I need right now? And what can I let go of? This is a 5-minute de-stress checklist, so take a minute to relax, take 3 long breaths, relax the muscles in your body, focus on something you are grateful for, and let go. This is a feelings check-in, so if you're feeling this way, you can do some of these things to kind of counteract how you're feeling. And these are some self-care mantras. You will also get them in black and white as well. And these were just created so that you can keep something on hand. You could even keep these in your purse, or keep these like on your refrigerator, or on your nightstand. Not necessarily just in your planner, but it's really nice to kind of keep in the pocket of your planner so that you can reference it and have something to kind of like a protocol, right? When you're feeling a certain way, this is kind of what you can reach for instead of flipping through the pages all the time to try to find it. So the next pocket cards are planning pocket cards, and these were created to kind of help you be a little bit more productive and kind of go along with the to-do list bundle. So the first one here is a to-do list cheat sheet. This says brain dump, organize brain dump, prioritize by due date, distribute tasks into 3 different to-do lists based on priority, use a verb to promote action, and migrate tasks. So this is kind of what we talked, or exactly what we talked about here, but a lot more condensed so that you can keep it in the pocket of your planner and pull it out and reference it, especially when you're first starting this system. This next one says get things done, and this is based off the GTD method. So you have your inbox, clarify and process, organize it, review frequently, take action, and get it done. So a nice little reminder, and I think this helps a lot. So this one is all about planner slumps. So some questions that I wanted to ask are, do I need to change planners? Do I need to change the inserts in my planner? Do I need to change my planner system? Do I need to take a planning break to go with the flow? So this is really nice if you're finding yourself kind of in a planner slump, not planning as much. You might want to pull this out and reference this to see how you're actually feeling about your planning system. And the last one is a quick planner check-in. So again, if you're feeling like you haven't checked your planner in a while, or you haven't been planning, you can pull this out and just kind of see how everything is going. Have I completed a brain dump recently? Are tentative dates moved into my calendar permanently? Have I updated notes, lists, and trackers lately? And do I need to add anything new that has come up recently? So these are some things that you're going to want to do on a regular basis to make sure that your planner system is up to date. And then you also get them in black and white as well, so this is what they look like. Okay, so the last type of pocket cards are these habit pocket cards, and these are actually the freebie that I sent out in the newsletter. So these are daily healthy habits, so these are just some things that you might want to focus on doing during the day. And then you have some evening habits as well, some things you might want to reference and start doing. how to form a new habit, so just some tips on how you might form a new habit if you're looking to form one. And then a quote that says, "You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." So this is a nice little quote reminder as well. And this is it in black and white. So I definitely wanted you to try out these pocket cards. So that's why I went ahead and included this as a freebie. And again, just kind of play around with the sizes. It's nice to kind of see what works for you. And these come in one size. So if you have a bigger planner, the quality will be bigger for you to go ahead and use in your bigger planner. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. That is everything. I hope that you enjoyed a look at the new releases as well as how to use a to-do list bundle. The link will be in the description so you can go ahead and check out all of these printables if you're interested in them, and also sign up for the newsletter if you like the freebies and you want to take advantage of some of the freebies and updates that I send in the newsletter. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will be back soon with a self-care video. And I know I've been saying I'm going to do a planner setup video, which is also on the horizon as well. Okay, so thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.